Welcome back everyone, my name is Echo and I hope you're having a great day. Today's Minecraft video, we're back on Minecraft Java Edition for the latest pre-release. Today's video is pre-release 3. Now, what happened to pre-release 2? Well, last week's video was pre-release 1. As soon as I released that video to the public, the developers released pre-release 2. Now, in pre-release 2, they just fixed some game-breaking bugs, such as whenever you went through a Nether portal or an end portal, it would physically close down Minecraft. And that is because in pre-release 1, they forgot to introduce the end dimension and the Nether dimension. Now, this week's pre-release is incredibly important. So this is Minecraft 1.16 pre-release 3 snapshot. They're still snapshots, but they're pre-releases because they're preparing for full release. Because at some point towards the end of June, if not the beginning of July, 1.16 will be fully released. Focusing on changes, there'll be a link down below so you guys can check them out. So these are typically the changes, right? Check out the bugs this week. They have fixed so many bugs. Now, I'll go for a couple of them in today's video, but if you're interested in what bugs have changed, what has changed in Minecraft, I highly recommend checking the change log, or maybe you reported something and it simply was not fixed. So this week, Mojang and Minecraft reintroduced a bug slash glitch on purpose. And this is going to be linked to zombie pigmen, zombified piglins, gold farms, and XP farms. So posted on Reddit, and again, I'll leave this down below in case you guys want to check it out. It says Minecraft Java Edition 1.16 is getting closer. With that in mind, I know some of you have expressed concerns over the state of some mechanics in the snapshot slash pre-releases. I'd like to take a moment to clarify the state of some such things. To begin with, zombified piglin, gold slash XP farms. To be completely open with you, zombified piglin gold farms are based off a mechanic that makes no sense and should not exist in the game. It is a glitch where a mob drops, player kill drops despite not being killed by a player, which is obviously not right, and I think we can kind of all agree. With this in mind, we decided that it would be okay to break these farms, given that it was done really early in the update cycle, and especially given that the glitch was very tied into aggro-related bugs that really did need fixing. That obviously never happened. The other week, the aggro bugs were brought up for discussion, and we decided that while we could fix the aggro bugs, they were also linked to XP glitch, and that is too late in the cycle to change that. So the task at hand was fix aggro, make sure not to break XP farms. Obviously, that didn't happen either, and as a result, we're going to fix it by basically adding back the glitch. However, this is not a promise that these farms will keep working forever. If you want to get a player kills drops legit in farms that needs to keep working, then make sure to actually have a player kill the mobs. If / when the mechanics is actually changed, it will be probably communicated in the changelog. So the developers reintroduced a glitch / bug. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about this, I recommend going to watch Azumavoid's video, because he explains it in great detail. Basically, guys, the way Minecraft is acting is that you stand still, these mobs are automatically dying, but you are getting player-related drops, which again does not make sense. Now, there has also been some changes to Nether Fortress spawning. There are two problems with this currently. First of all, fortress-specific mobs have changed to only spawn within actual confines of the fortress, not in the overall bound box of the fortress. Previously, there was a special case for this. In the process of making worlds customizable, this special case was removed. While the new spawning rules really do make the most sense, we recognize that the impact of the common builds in the community is currently too large, and we'll re-implement this special case again. If you want to have a reliable mechanism in the future, make sure to build within the structure like in a fortress crossroads section. So this is really, really technical. And again, I recommend reading it on Reddit. There's a big discussion about this. It's all related to farms. And again, guys, for me and for you, it's really simple to copy a tutorial on YouTube, right? But for the people who make these farms, they need to know every single bit of detail before they can progress to bring you guys a video. Because for them to make a video on a specific XP farm or glitch, they need to understand the mechanics. You really do understand how technical Minecraft can be when you start reading into this. That being said, let's get into the pre-releases. They have done some changes to game rules. They made it a lot easier to understand, like by the tap of a button. So for example, whenever I start a brand new Minecraft world on Java, the first thing I do is I have this off and I have this off. Because there's nothing more annoying than when I'm recording and the weather cycle starts to rain or thunder, or in game time off, because I don't want it to go to nighttime, because then I have to deal with all mobs, and if I'm switching from game mode survival to creative, it gets really annoying. So they've done some changes in here, made it a little bit easier to understand. And with that being said, let's finally go into game, and let's go through this week's changes. So this week's pre-release begins with Campfires, because they can basically be used as a storage system. Now, is this already on Bedrock? Is this a parity from Bedrock to Java? But anyway, as you guys know, we've got the Soul Campfire, we've got the regular Campfire. Well, they're great for storage. Now, you can use a shovel, or you can use a splash water bottle. I think there's other methods as well. And obviously, if you tap on these, and you throw this on there, it's out, right? Well, you can now physically put food on them. Anything that can be cooked can be placed on them, and you can just use them as a temporary food source system. I've seen a bunch of awesome designs with this as well. Because what people like to do, including myself, is we grab ourselves a campfire. You can put it through there. The smoke goes through, so it kind of does look like a smoker. I think it looks really, really cool. That being said, you can then relight these. But one thing I've noticed with this, guys, right, is if you relight this, and then you tap it back out, or you throw this on there, they pop off. So that doesn't really make too much sense for me. But anyway, that's one of the new changes in this week's snapshot. So there has been some changes to the offhand in creative. Now again, of course, this is not on Bedrock. So if we just grab ourselves a sword, we'll go with 2 swords here. In fact, we'll go with a shovel here again with the netherite stuff. So as you guys know, if you press F, you can have them like dual wielding, right? And if you keep pressing F, you can switch them. Well, this was not possible in creative. So if we grab ourselves an item in creative, keep an eye here. We press F on it, it changes it. You can instantly change it just by doing this. So you can carry like 2 items. I mean, I don't really know too many benefits from this, apart from offhand torches. But this has been introduced. I believe this was a bug that has now been fixed. Another thing that has changed in this version is Shroomlight. Can now be used and placed inside the composter. Which I really don't understand that, because, I mean, it's not really food related, is it? But anyway, if you ever wanted to do that, that is something that has been introduced. Now, before we go inside of here, because it does work this week, because there has been some changes inside the Nether. Other changes that have happened is that bats no longer break turtle eggs. Also, turtle eggs can now pop off or work on red sand. Previously, that was not possible. It was just possible on this. Must be great as a Minecraft Java player to enjoy turtles, because for many months, they have not worked on the Bedrock version. Changes to shields. So whenever you do have an enchanted shield with a banner, so we got a creeper one here, it enchants the whole entire thing now, not just the banner. The whole entire thing is now enchanted. There has been changes to leads linked to cats and bees. I think they're just a lot better now. Yeah, they're just a lot better. Although I think the leads on Java are a lot worse than Bedrock. The Bedrock ones actually feel like leads. Whenever I'm doing this on Java Edition, I feel like I'm strangling the mob. But yeah, that's something that has changed. And also pathfinding for bees has been improved. So if we just, I think a glass block is probably the best one to use here. We'll go with this one. So if a bee was in the middle of this, which I'll show you guys real quick. Put this all the way around here. To be quite fast here, we put the bee in there. Not fast enough to do this. There we go. What would happen is if you broke like this corner, this corner, this corner, this corner, this corner, this corner, anywhere there was like a tiny, tiny gap, right? So you're talking like this here. The bee would try and pathfind out of it. They would try and pathfind out of it. And I think it's also the same with stairs as well. So if we grab ourselves some stairs and you had these like upside down, best one to do here probably going to be, we'll do it this way. Nope. I need to place another one here and here. Like this. So the bee would try and pathfind out of that. They would try and get out. It's going to get me really hard for me to do. But anyway, there was a gap. Anywhere there was a gap, they would try and pathfind out of it. Anything tiny like this. anything even as small as the corners, they would try and pathfind out of it. That has been fixed, so they're not going to do that. I mean, this giant bumblebee is not going to get through that little gap right there. Let's be honest. So, again, a bug that has cursed Minecraft for a very long time, and that is named mobs just despawning. Jeff, you got to stop despawning, bro. But yeah, that's not the case anymore. Your villagers, your sheep, your cows, they should not despawn if they've been named. That's kind of like a safe haven for players. Name it, it's going to stay. It's plagued Minecraft, not only Bedrock, but also Java. Bedrock has been happening for a very, very long time. Other things that have changed is some Mojang employees were not mentioned in the credits, so they've been updated. And then you've got fixed Overworld music playing inside the Nether. So whenever you have music playing inside the Overworld and you enter the Nether, it would continue to play. And this is linked to Netherite. As you guys know, Netherite is now linked to the smithing table. Netherite stuff was popping up in here as a guide inside the recipe book. Yeah, that's no longer going to happen. Right, let's go to the Nether because piglins have become slightly smarter. So, first change here, piglins have become smarter. So this is linked to chests. So players were being incredibly smart, right? So as you guys know, piglins, you open a chest, they're like, yo, what are you doing? That's my loot. You know, they're really protective of their own stuff. So what players were able to do is break the chest. So breaking the chest would not class as opening the chest. So these guys would not get aggro. Like, he's ready to swing that sword, right? These would not get aggro on you. Yeah, if you break this now in survival, I'm going to die anyway from doing this. But if you break this in survival, they're going to get really, 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 really angry. And as you guys can see, that was definitely something I probably shouldn't have done. There you go. So the other change when it comes to piglins, like I said, players were abusing the system by breaking chests, but piglins can now attack players. They can hear people opening chests even if they're not around. So if I have piglins above me, the other side of this wall or the other side of this wall, they could still hear it and they would still be aggressive towards you. Again, this is because players were kind of abusing the system and breaking chests. So they don't even have to be in the place of line sight for their pathfinding in order to basically attack you. So yeah, piglins got a lot smarter. Watch out, because a group of piglins like what I just seen will tear you apart. I like this change. Fire resistance potions lets you see a little further in lava. So if we grab ourselves a fire resistance potion, we'll go with is there a 2 version? It's definitely not. We'll go with this one. All right, so if we go to lava, and I'm gonna have to find a little bit of a better area for this. So let's go find more of an open lava. So it's a prime example right here. Big open area. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to look how close we have to be to like 1 block. So if we look at this, look how close you have to be to see that, right? You have to be really, really close. Now if we grab ourselves the fire resistance and we drink this, we're able to see this a little bit further. Now it's not a huge difference, but for survival players, this is a massive, massive difference. I think you get like a 2 or 3 block, probably 2 blocks further. It's not a massive difference, but whenever you're trying to find the ancient debris, man, that can be really, really tough. Now, one thing that has changed for Minecraft Java is they have made nether fortresses slightly more common. I believe that's the change. I'm just going to double check that it is slightly more common. Yes, nether fortress slightly more common. So, I feel on Java, the fortresses are a lot harder to find compared to the Bedrock version. Like on Bedrock, you can find it like that. Like really, really easy. I feel like the game is built to want you to spawn inside a fortress. On Java, man, you can explore thousands of blocks and you still will not find one. And as I'm still doing this, I've still not found one. These are kind of the areas that you would find a fortress because it's like an open area. But regardless, that is this week's changes. Again, guys, another week. We step closer to full release. And that's what I'm super excited for you guys to get your hands on the full release. Because if you don't have snapshots and if you don't have betas, man, you've been waiting for a long time. But yeah, those are this week's changes, guys. So have a great day, stay beautiful, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.